I'm Marge Kinney. You're watching the Marge Kinney Art Show, and today we're going to learn how to make an ocean wave. So enjoy. All right, I'm going to make just a few little rocks for interest. I'm using burnt umber and burnt sienna. Okay, I'm just adding a little color in there just so we have a few rocks going for our wave to come on to get close to, all right? I'm picking up brown, the burnt umber, burnt sienna, and a little yellow. I could also use raw sienna if I wanted to, which is more of a beachy color. Okay. If I add blue to the burnt umber, it'll make a nice dark black tone. Okay, let's get going with the wave. All right, here we go. I use paper towels. I love them. If you notice, I don't have any turpentine. I'm painting with oils, but I'm not using any turpentine. Well, where is it? Well, I don't know, just don't use it. Okay, so here we go. The back of the ocean. Some people like to think that it's very dark and goes to lighter tones in the distance. Incidentally, I have toned my canvas with a gray. I like to undertone it in gray. I'm putting a little bit of cerulean blue. All right, now the color behind a wave is dark. So remember we said that as the wave starts to come to shore, it actually gets a hump in it. So let's start with that hump, and we're going to bring in the water as it's coming up. Uh-oh, here comes the hump because it can't get over that part of the mountain, which is now closer to the surface. So it starts coming up like this. Up it comes as it gets to the surface, and it starts making a hump. What's going to happen? It's going to, now watch my palette. I'm going to take some blue and some yellow. And by the way, I make two piles of white just so that sometimes one gets a little dirty. Now, there's a color with ultramarine or cerulean and yellow, and here's the color with viridian, turquoise, and white. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of this cerulean and yellow and a little mix of the other. As it came up to the sky and it got light because the sun shows through the wave, I'm painting the top part with the lighter tone because it's now up towards the sky, and the background of that is still dark because it's still deep. All right, as it came to the top of the surface, it can't go any higher. So when it gets way up like a mound of sugar, it's got to start falling over. So what happens is that it has a little tiny ridge on the top. It's going, oh, 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 oh. Forwarding a little bit, I've made a couple little changes just to move the picture forward for you. Now, when you have spitting at the top, what you do is take your magic thumb and you touch your thumb and just pull it up a little bit. And this will give that feeling of the water coming into the air. You can also do this by scrunching a piece of tissue like this and coming along like this. And this will also give some nice spitting effects. I like that. Okay, now we straighten up. I've switched to my filbert and I'm going to make a little bit of a dark tone under this wave. And the other thing I need to make is more white at the major part of the wave. That's called impasto when you put it rather heavy. Ooh, it's beginning to look rather pretty. Ooh. Okay, so we have a variety of light and dark. Now, the wave is coming in here. It's coming in. So I'm going to have it hit this. When it hits the rock, the heaviest part of the wave is at the bottom of the rock, and as it goes up in the air, it gets thinner and thinner. So because it was pushing against the bottom, but as the spray goes up, it dissipates. So this is going to come down through the rock. It's going to spill over the rock, and in this case, I'll use my little fan brush like this, and I'll take some of this and pull it down like this over the rock. Oh, that's nice. I can have some of it come down here too, where it's just spilling over the rock like that. And then where it landed, this would have gotten a little bit thicker where the little puddle was there, and we'd make a little puddle over here. Now I've switched to my second pile of white. Okay, so we're kind of moving in there. We do the same thing here. We've got, you can make more or less of a Z fashion here, like this. And you overlap that just to give it some motion in the water, which is now frothy and white. It's coming into the shore. Nice and simple, nice and easy. Some of it's hitting, oh, it's hitting this rock. Let's have it hit this rock. Whoa! It's really fun. Now it comes over the edge. You can do it with a fan brush or the edge of your filbert. Okay, it comes down like that, and then we take a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the red, and ultramarine and alizarin should make, voila, a violet. And there's the violet. It comes into the shoreline like this. Oh, into the shore. Oh, that's pretty complicated. It's just ultramarine blue and alizarin. I'm mixing a little more of it with the white. And now as the water comes into the shore, we're going to have some of the white water, a little bit of the white mixed with it. Oh, that's nice. Let some of the purple do a variety of things on its own. Oh, that's really pretty. Comes like that. And by the way, we would have had a nice light blue sky, but let's not worry about that right now. We're going to bring some water around here real fast. Like this. And our last little bit for the moment is that we'll take a little light red with a little yellow and white. And I'm going to mix the white, and sure enough, I put a little bit of orchid with it to mute it down. And there comes our beach. It has a little bit of orangey flavor. Look at that. Look at that. See how beautiful that is? See how wonderful that is? Look at. It's just so pretty. You'll love it. You'll just say, look everybody, look what I can do. And notice how the gray undertone takes care of a lot of the problems. So it just kind of handles it. My gosh, you'll be able to sign your picture, and here you've only painted with me a short time, and look at what you have. Oh, it's so much fun. I fast forwarded again a little bit. I just wanted to add a little bit of the sky so you could see how this would look like when it's finished. So right now I'm just grabbing, I have grabbed some cad red light and some yellow and white, and I'm going to finish putting in a little bit of the sky. Notice how I hold my brush like this. I'm not holding it like this. It would make it too exact. So try to practice holding your brush this way, and you paint more or less with the side of your brush. I usually have a tail going off the edge of the painting. I try and make the sky wisp a little bit up. Well, that's about all the time we have. I've had so much fun sharing this with you today. I hope that you start painting for the rest of your life. It's a wonderful journey, and it'll keep you through the rest of your days. I hope to see you again soon.